we've had a series of conversations on the no bed syndrome here in the Ashanti region. Our concern out of this conversation has to do with the fact that we have many uncompleted hospitals that, if completed, would increase our bed capacity, easing the pressure from our major hospital, that is Komfo Anokye Teaching Hospital. Now, currently, our bed capacity from key hospitals stands at 1,628. Those are the bedding that we have in terms of hospital facilities. Now, if the uncompleted ones are finished, it will push our number, that's our bed capacity, to 3,500. Now, we have invested over $500 million in these stalled hospitals. What we want to do for you this morning, aside all that we've done since Monday, is to help you appreciate and understand how much we've invested into these projects that have not been completed. The sad bit is this. Even now that they have been stalled or they're uncompleted, if we want to go back to them, we'd have to spend more than was estimated for the project to be completed. That is the sad bit. And if we are going to spend more, it is still going to come from you and I, taxpayers. Now, it's of concern, it's of worry to all of us. And so we are excited that many of you have added your voice to this campaign that we have embarked upon. And we're going to do this in different ways, in different angles. There's so many things that we intend to do until we see that there are results. Results being that these projects have been completed. So, like I said, today I want to share with you how much investment we have, sunk into these projects. And the man who's been doing some digging is with me in the studios this morning. And I'm talking about none other than Eugene Osei-Tutu. Eugene, good morning.
David, good morning.
And I know that you've been doing some research works into the projects. You have been able to put together something by way of how much we have sunk into these projects, how much was even slated for these projects, and stuff like that. So what do you have to share with us this morning?
So, David, this morning, what I'm doing is that I'm looking at the cost of the project under the Messrs. NMSI project. And if I say the NMSI project in the Ashanti region, what we have is the Kumewu and the Fomena district hospitals. Then I also come to the Incurred project, which we also have a Ferry Sewua and the 60-bed Konongo district hospital. Then I will come to the Get Fund project of the K University Teaching Hospital at Boadi. So I'm looking at these facilities under different contractual agreements and contract sums. Now, when you go to the project, the Mahama regime decided to go what you call the 10-key project, basically in construction. When you say 10-key project, what it basically means is that it is referencing a construction project for which the developer undertakes the full responsibility of the project. So, David, you will say that, oh, Eugene, I'm signing a 10-key project. What does it mean? Sometimes politicians like the big words, if they are going to pay loans, they say amortization of the loans. So the 10-key project basically saying that design the project, build the project, everything in full completion, then hand it over. That is what we basically mean by a 10-key project. That is exactly what the NMSI projects are, and that is what's also the Incurred project. That's for Get Fund. We know it's under different construction order. When it comes to Kumewu, as I said, the project was to be constructed by the Messrs. NMSI Infrastructure and the Barclays Bank PLC of London, and it was supposed to cost us 38.8 million. 38.8 million, and it was projected to be completed in 2017. Yesterday, I did tell you that all the contract for the NMSI project, the district of Konongo and Fomena, was signed on November 19, 2013, and the completion date for that project was 2016. So the completion date was actually 3 years. It was supposed to take 3 years for the full completion of the project, and we are now in 2021. So it means that there's lacking for almost 8 years now. It's not been completed. When it comes to Sewua, and the price of Kumewu is $38.8 million. It's the same for Fomena. Fomena is also hovering around $38.8 million. So already, when you add that to, you are coming to close to about $75 million, which are stored. When you come to Sewua, which is part of the 3 Incurred project, because the Incurred project were 3 for the Ashanti region, Afare, Sewua, and the 60-bed Konongo district hospital. David, also those contracts started under President Kufuor in October 2008 and supposed to complete in 2017. That is 11 years. Now we are heading almost 14 years and it's not complete. The Sewua facility was supposed to have a 43 medical and non-medical buildings. It is a 60-kilometer, the contract, I'm just giving specifications of Sewua. It was supposed to also have a 60-kilometer internal road network, 10 theaters, dental, optometry, urology, and andrology specialist clinics, and also a 36-bed capacity mortuary. It also has a 20-unit staff accommodation, a 150-car park, an ambulance station, housing for lactating mothers, with the infrastructure sited on a 12,500 square meter area. So this is the Ashanti Regional Hospital, Sewa. It's also supposed to be equipped with sophisticated machine that will enable it to also serve as a referral center with the laboratories, pharmacies, and other complementary services, making it a complete healthcare destination. David, the key word here is a referral center.
Yeah, just like Kovanoche is a referral center.
Yes.
So it's a referral center. Sewa is a referral center.
Yes.
And listen, like we often do, we would like you to join us on Facebook. And when you join us there, we got videos we're showing you, videos of these abandoned facilities we've added on to the videos and the pictures from yesterday. So join us on LUV 99.5 FM on Facebook and see these projects, how far work has gone, and the state it is in right now. The fact that it's been abandoned, work has stalled. See it for yourself on Facebook and drop some comments there as well, so we can reach out to those comments and share them with you. Yes, sir. And also, you can send us your voice notes as you listen to us. Send us voice notes via WhatsApp line. It is 055-1111-995. 055-1111-995. Following the conversation, what are your thoughts? What would you want to share with the rest of the world? Send us your voice notes to 055-1111-995. We're going to do this because we want to do this. We want to push out they fix and complete these projects for us. Even if they don't finish all, at least we will be able to be making, and they become operational going forward, we can push for the rest to be completed as well. Yeah, so you've talked about Sewa.
Yes, David, I told you the contract was signed in 2013, but let me just give you a little bit of history. History is good for us. The land was handed over to the contractor in June 2015. When the contract was signed in 2013, the land was handed over to the contractor in 2015, and it was handed over to the contractor by the then health minister. Interestingly, he shares a similar name with the current health minister, Dr. Ajima Mensah. He handed over the land to the people, the contractor. The project was also supposed to cost us $63 million for the Ashanti Regional Hospital at Sewa, $63 million. When you come to Afere, which is, always in the news, the cost is hovering around $190 million currently. But when you go through the parliamentary hands, as I told you yesterday, the cost was $180 million. $180 million. But David, the business people and the economists are here. They will tell you that when the projects are stolen, you need to take extra money to be able to fix it. So currently, we spent $199 million on Afere. It's also part of the Incurred project. The construction work began in March 2014 and was supposed to be completed by September 2017. Now, David, let me just give you a little bit of what Afere was supposed to do. It was supposed to be a military hospital. It has, among other things, 50 medical and non-medical buildings, 15 operating theaters. So it means that in Afere, when it's completed, the 500-bed military hospital, they can conduct 15 surgeries at a go. 15 surgery theaters, 2 endoscopy operating rooms, 9 delivery rooms. It means that 9 women can also deliver at a go. A 153-bed capacity mortuary, 64 staff housing units, a medical gas plant for the production of the medical gases, and also a sterilization department. One of the key issues when you go to Kovanoche is that the gas have to be welded to the wall so that you can just give it to the person. But in these hospitals, there are several technologies and infrastructure where you can just pipe it through the walls and give to the person. Now, David, let's come to the biggest of them all, the Care University Teaching Hospital. The project was also being executed by the College of Architecture and Plan of Care University with funding from the University in collaboration with the Ghana Education Trust Fund, which is the GET Fund, at a cost of $125 million. It was supposed to be constructed in 6 years. It started in 2017. So when you add, 2007. So when you add the 6 years, it's supposed to be completed in 2013. The project also covers some 71 acres of land. It was, among other things, to have a cardiothoracic and neurosurgeon theater, diagnostic unit, laboratory, morgue, administration, outpatient department, blocks, security post, and also affluent chambers, as well as laundry unit. So, David, when it comes to the Care University, it's $125 million. When you go to Afare, it's $199 million. When you go to Sewa, it's $63 million. When you go to Kumawu, it's $38.8 million. When you go to Fomena, it's also $38.8 million. When you tally all these sums, we are heading to $463 million. Now, note this. When you go to the NMSI project, recently the government allocated extra $36 million because the projects are stalled. When you add the $36 million to the contract sum of $463 million, you come to $499 million. Now, David Akuetteh, and I trust your sources. You are saying that we're also paying about 90 million. Now, when you add the 90 million to the 499, we are also coming to about $518 million. So we've invested $500 million.
And yet the projects have not been completed.
And they've not been completed. And David, do you know the interesting thing? It's not just about the money we've invested. The interesting thing is that the more we delay, the more we are paying.
And indeed, let me just chip in this because, again, I had a conversation with the Deputy Defense Minister yesterday. His explanation is that, listen, at the point where we are right now, for Sewa to be fully complete, we needed an amount of 38 million, but they were able to renegotiate that figure, and it came down to $19 million. The money was not given to the contractor to go and finish the works for whatever reason. We have delayed till now. And then finance went back to do some renegotiation from the $19 million to $17 million. And the contractor says, no way.
He
says, no way.
And David,
and that is why we are where we are right now.
And David, yesterday, someone asked me why you keep mentioning the Deputy Defense Minister. Akuetteh is a military hospital. It lies in the confines of the Ghana Armed Forces, and the ministry in charge of the duties of the soldiers and armed forces is the Defense Ministry. And David, clearly, if a project supposed to cost 180 million has stalled for clearly 14 years, you need extra cash to bring it to the state you want it to be. And when the minister says that they are negotiating from 38 million to 19 million, what he's basically saying is that there are certain facilities they will not provide there, which was supposed to be in the initial contract sum. It's just like Sagleme. Because we knew we cannot afford it, we compromise on quality and certain specifications. Then later we complain that Akuetteh do not have it. But if we have stayed true to the contract, use the money that we've acquired, we'll be able to complete some of these things.
And what he's trying to put across, is trying to put across is that per every project, there are durations for the completion of the project. So you raise money for it, or you make estimates for it, work within the duration, and then you spend that amount. But when we allow it to stop, look at this beautiful project that we have allowed or abandoned it. I think this one is a Konongo project or something.
And Konongo is 60 beds, so Konongo will be bigger than, it will be smaller than this.
So which one is this one? I mean, Joel, if you don't mind, if you have the names of the facility added to it so we can be able to, associate well with it. And so join us on Facebook and you get to appreciate what we're talking about. Works that have been done to certain levels. I mean, yesterday, for example, I'm told that it's not 92% complete anymore, Ferry. It is 96%. And 96%, I got 4%.
And David, you see, yesterday I was telling you
operational.
Just a minute. I was telling you that when you go to Bekwai, I was telling you that they've now operationalized it. So on the sheriff, we spoke to the administrator, and I was very happy. You know what the administrator said? Three key things. They moved from the old facility, which was very congested, to the new facility. And it was supposed to be 120 bed, but because they've managed the space well, now Bekwai has a hospital which is 150 bed. Interestingly, since they went to the new place, unless extreme cases or the person needs a specialist care, because most of these specialists are at Confanoche, they do not refer cases easily to Confanoche.
So they can handle some of the pressure off Confanoche.
So it means that the pressure on Confanoche has been reduced because Bekwai District Hospital is working. And we even said that when you go to Confanoche, you are talking about the oxygen people need. You see the cylinders just there. These district hospitals, the cylinder or the gas supply are piped through the walls. So where your bed is, you can easily just stretch your hand and access it.
And yet, we are where we are right now. I mean, we've been joined by Nula Vasamwa. And Nula, you're a Ghanaian. Dude, I'm going to put aside the fact that you're an economist. You're a Ghanaian. You're a taxpayer. And human as you are, you may one day fall ill, or somebody close to you may fall ill, and you'd want to have the best of medical care for the person. We're talking about the no bed syndrome, where we have, heard it quite a number of times that Confanoche says, there's no bed, the place is full, there's no bed, the place is full. As a taxpayer, how do you feel, and you're watching it yourself on our monitors here, how do you feel about these abandoned projects?
David, I was very much angry when I heard you and the man talking about the daughter who was supposed to be referred to Confanoche
on Monday.
And they said they don't have any beds. And they should come in the morning, and then the lady died before the morning. I was really sad. And I asked myself, why are we doing this to ourselves as Ghanaians, as citizens? Why is the government treating us this way? We have facilities that you are showing now. And if anybody watching this on Facebook and sees that all these facilities have been abandoned, or they are just left there to their fate, and people are dying, it hurts. as a taxpayer. It hurts as a citizen. And you see, these are some of the things that when people are talking about paying taxes, and you ask yourself, would the tax be put to good use for me to get the money's worth? If this hospital have been built with taxpayers' money up to this point, and nobody is benefiting from it, people are dying. As a citizen, I feel very sad. And I feel sad paying taxes because they are being wasted for no reason.
But let's take a look at some of the benefits we would have derived from these facilities if they were completed. Let me, for example, touch on that of Aferi. I keep mentioning Aferi because Aferi is one of the projects that is very close to completion.
Yeah.
Very, very close to completion. Now, there are occasions when you would hear, and we engage with a lot of doctor friends of ours, they'll tell you that even at Kofanoche, sometimes somebody has to be, operated upon, and you don't have a theater available to go into to do the operation. Somebody ought to be operated upon, and you don't even have the table to put the person on to conduct the surgery. Meanwhile, people are still being referred to Kofanoche Teaching Hospital. On a daily basis, people are referred to Kofanoche. And we are saying that upon completion of these projects, it will ease the pressure. For example, Aferi. And we are told that this Aferi project, for example, has what? 15 operating theaters. 15. So imagine that we have completed Aferi and it's operational and somebody needs to be operated upon. The person will be taken to Aferi instead of taken to Kofanoche, where of course we know is choked. So why are we doing this to ourselves? It has 9 delivery rooms, and I have been to some A1 and other A1 theater and other places at Kofanoche, where women are on all fours in labor pain, and they are on their hands and knees, and they are screaming, and there's no theater available at the time to help them out. So they are going through this pain, and yet at Aferi, if completed, will give us 9 delivery rooms. 9. Let's take a look at Sewa, which of course is a referral center. And so if we want to refer people, and Kofanoche says, I am full,
yeah.
You can refer people to Sewa. They have a 10 theater rooms. So this project, if completed, would come to help a lot of people. Why are we doing this to ourselves?
David, you see, we know that Kofanoche is an old hospital, so it cannot even boast of some of the modern equipment. Like Eugene was saying, even the oxygen gas, you have to be wheeled. But in the modern hospitals, you can have all the modern facilities. For instance, when our leaders are sick, or even when they're going for checkups, they go outside the country because probably they have modern facilities, which this hospital could be fitted with those facilities so that our leaders would not travel outside. I think, David, for our leaders to take us serious, we need to insist or make a law that no leader should go outside to seek for health facility.
If the country is going to pay for it, no way. If you're going to fund it yourself, fine.
We should insist that they attend hospitals here, they do all their checkups here, so that the facilities that they know are there for where they are going, the facilities that are there, for which reason they are going there, let them bring the facilities to these hospitals so that they can access them, so that when we, the ordinary people, when we are also sick, we can also access some of these facilities. You abandon facility that's supposed to complete in 2017, some 2013, and the costs keep rising. David, we talk about time value of money. 1,000 cedis today is not the same as 1,000 cedis 5 years ago. What 1,000 cedis 5 years ago could do, today 1,000 cedis cannot do. So if you abandon the hospitals for them to be wasted around for some time, the money that you needed to complete in 2017, you need more, about 20 to 30% more of those money today. How much was cement in 2017? And how much is cement now? How much was iron rod? How much is iron rod now? So these are the things that you have to look at. So when you leave the hospitals to be there, instead of completing them, you are just increasing the cost. You see, the government like talking. You talk and they say we have not abandoned them, but they are not operational. You talk, anytime you talk, government will come we have not abandoned them, we are working on them, and you have people defending some of the things that should benefit us. Instead of people joining everyone for us to demand the right thing to be done, they will be defending. You come and hear a minister, deputy minister, oh, we are working on them, they have not been abandoned. This was Afari, 96%.
Yeah.
Look at Sewia and all those hospitals. With a little push, they are available for us to use and benefit us. That is why I keep telling government that government needs to set priorities right. There are projects, we call them low-hanging fruit. David, if you are hungry and you get to a mango tree and there's a mango hanging that you can just reach out and pluck and eat, would you want to climb to the top and go and pluck the mango that is upstairs? No, it doesn't make sense. There are hospitals ready, almost ready, with a little push. Look at Kumasi, look at Ashanti region. Ashanti region serves the northern region, the northern sector, from Sunyane or from the Bono, Ahafo, and all the northern regions. When they have a referral cases, they all come to Kumasi. And even outside Ghana, Burkina Faso, Mali, they come to Komfanoche. So there's a lot of pressure on Komfanoche. So these hospitals are well strategic. They are well intended. They are, listen, when they are all completed, and we talk about medical tourism, it's going to raise a lot of money for the Ashanti region economy, because people will come from other regions, people will come from outside the country to come to Ashanti region to access these facilities. So what are we doing to ourselves?
So, I don't know how we can go about this, because, Nila, when you're having such conversations, some people try to play the politics in there, the partisan politics in there. But the point is, when you are sick and you have to be referred to Komfanoche and there's no bed or the place is full, you not be asked whether you are MPP or NDC. The point is the place is full. So when we come together as one and we champion and call for what we deserve, the completion of these projects, which of course when it's operational will benefit all of us, be it NDC, MPP, whoever, it will benefit all of us. How, in your estimation, can we do away? What will it take for us to be able to do away with that strong partisan stance of some people? What will it take?
David, I think you are doing a good job. You are trying to conscientize the people to know that, listen, you don't just vote for voting's sake. You vote so that the development will benefit you, your lot will be bettered. So it doesn't matter you support NDC or MPP. Let's hold government accountable. The only way government will do things is when we hold them accountable. Yesterday, somebody sent me a video. A dog was eating, and then another one came and they started fighting. One came and was eating the food, and the two were fighting. And then the caption was voters and politicians. So the politician is eating, and then the voters are fighting. There's no way a politician's daughter would have been sick and want a bed in Komfanoche. He will not get. He will just place a call, and he will get a bed. Back when he's going for checkup, ordinary checkup, he's going to Dubai with our taxpayers' money. Others go. President goes. All the ministers, they do. The MPs, they do. Can you also say the same thing? So instead of you demanding for the politician to do the right thing for you so that you and I, who do not have the power to make any call and get bed, so that we can also benefit when the time comes and we are fighting among ourselves, it does not make sense. We are empowering the politician to always take us for a ride, because we keep defending the things that they themselves know are wrong, but they keep doing it because they know that whatever happens, we have people at the grassroots who will defend us. We have people, when people gotten David talk on radio, people will send text message to defend, people will call to defend, because they know this, the politicians are not interested. If we have these 7 hospitals in Ashanti region to be completed, which have not been completed, and then you wasting money talking about Agenda 111, it does not make sense to me. Because if you have not completed these ones for us to benefit, why do you abandon this and start wasting another money on Agenda 111, 88 or 111 hospitals, when there are these ones there that we need money to finish? A hospital that is 96% completed. How much do you need to push? About $17 million to $19 million to push, and then it's functional. 800 bed capacity. A modern hospital that can even outperform or do more than Konfanochi can do now, because Konfanochi is an old hospital. This modern hospital, a referral center like Sewa and all that. And then we are there allowing this thing to go with whilst people are dying. And we are not saying anything. People in Ashanti region are not angry enough. We keep saying that, oh, this is the stronghold of the party, so we don't want to say things that will tarnish the image of the party. No. We are not interested in the party. We are interested in getting the facilities to work for us so that people will not die. Like this 7-year-old girl will not die. 7-month-old girl. Beautiful girl. Listen, will not have died because of lack of bed.
Maybe you haven't seen the Sewa hospital we're talking about. You haven't seen the facility. And for those of you who haven't seen it, listen, go onto Facebook right now. We're showing you the Sewa Hospital, that Ferry Hospital. It is on our Facebook page right now. Go and see that. We're talking about 96% complete.
The conditions are all even.
Let's even say
installed.
92% complete. Go and see for yourself on Facebook the facility we're talking about. Go and see for yourself the facility we're talking about. And yet, we are sitting down and and the problem is this. Listen, MPP NDC, like I said a while ago, if you go there right now, you say, oh, a party, don't party bang. When the defense minister, the deputy defense minister visited this region, the last time they came to visit a ferry, the promise they gave was that the project will be completed on the 7th of December.
Yes.
Today is the 9th of December. Engaging with him again, he tells me, well, we cannot finish because the contractor is not willing to accept the $17 million. Although they negotiated from $38 million to $90 million now for the completion works to be done. Now they say $17 million. And also, $90 million, I had $90 million.
Exactly.
And so, yes. Now, hello, Ghana. Well, I know that many of you have, begun your Christmas planning, and I'm happy for you. But Charlie, thousands of people are already preparing to make this Christmas the biggest with help from Societe Generale, that is SG Ghana. The bank is giving all of you, that is SG Ghana Visa card holders, cash back when you spend 300 Ghana cedis or more anytime you shop. No gimmicks, no hidden tricks. Just make POS and or online payments with your SG Ghana Visa card, and voila, you get cash back sharp. Move fast, look sharp, start shopping today. Now, if you're not a customer, sign up now and get a card. For more information, all you need to do is to call 0302-214-314. Promotion ends on the 31st of January 2022. And remember, with Societe Generale Ghana, the future is you. Terms and conditions apply. Listen, send us voice notes. For those of you who have seen, the videos on Facebook, I don't know how you're feeling. For those of you who've heard how much these projects, were supposed to cost us, and the fact that, we've sunk over $500 million into it, and yet they have not been completed. And even if we want to complete them right now, it's going to come at an extra cost. Send us voice notes to 055-11-11995. 055-11-11995. Send us your voice notes. Let's hear from you. Because listen, if you and I don't talk about these things, if you and I don't complain about these things, if you and I don't show the necessary concern about these things, these projects will stall till thy kingdom come. But when these projects are completed, you and I and your relations will benefit immensely from them. Join us now on the phone lines though. 03220-83596. Call us. And please, when you call us, let's hear you, but keep it short for us. Keep it very short, so others can also be a part. Again, for those of you who will be sending us the voice notes, keep it simple, less than a minute, and then we can play as many voice notes as possible. For those of you who want to send us your voice notes, it is 055-11-11995. That is the number you can send your voice notes to. Send them in right now. Let's talk, let's push, and let's get these facilities completed for us. Chris, good morning.
Yes, good morning, David. How are you, sir?
All is well.
David, one of my bosses is doing the election, Mr. Michael Akuetteh of PZ. Boss, I want to say good morning to you. David, do we have a referral hospital here in Kumasi? Do we have a regional hospital here in Kumasi?
Yes, Agogo.
You sure Agogo? How is he equipped for a regional hospital? Because Konfanochi, it's a referral hospital, and so it can't be a regional hospital. David, Tafo G is doing well, but when you go there, they lack a lot of things. So all those around that catchment area, Pankrono, Tonso, Abuaso, and all that, sometimes they come there. It is only when it is critical that they come to Konfanochi. Dave, what we are saying exactly, we have to stop that agenda 111. It is a good thing. But David, let's complete those abandoned or, as I said, uncompleted projects and make sure that they are fully in operation. And then after that, we can go and start anything new. Because that is Ghana's money. David, say, the CIT say, Obi, it will be something. Because our system is so fragile. Our health centers don't have basic amenities that will even put people into a state where they can be worked on for them to come out. Somewhere in the world, some people can go in coma for 2 years, for 3 years. But even Ghana here, even when you are in coma, they said you are dead. You remember when said Kwame Boateng came out with that documentary, Buried Alive? It is serious. Even our health people, our doctors and our nurses, some of them.
I hear you.
We have to train them well and make sure that these hospitals are well furnished before we can start any agenda 111. But stop it and let's do this one.
Chris, like I said, let's keep it simple. Let's go straight to the point so we can have as many people share their thoughts on the issue as possible. And I'm excited about the fact that the voice notes that are coming in are less than a minute. And so let's keep it that way. Less than a minute voice notes so we can play as many as possible. Send us your voice notes to 055-1111-995. Nana Akuetteh is being a while, but he joins us this morning. Nana, welcome.
Thank you very much. Good morning. How are you doing?
All is well.
Okay. I'm so angry about this abandoned project. The last time I was in the choir, I realized the choir is operational now.
Yeah.
But what about the rest? Be that it may be. You see, now who caused some? It is you and I. People that seem to be more or less, should I say, blockheaded people who love to follow one particular party. And then you and I, being with the people that we talk on radio and then you, the journalists, we also fail to ask the politicians, the tricksters, the pertinent questions that need to put them on their toes. Now, let's say the people from that past government comes in and they say, we did that, and they start attaching people's names to projects. And you, the journalists, also instead of telling, look, I wouldn't allow you to attach a name to any project because it's our taxpayers' money. It's not for you. It's not for anyone's pocket. So don't attach any name to it. It's a project. Is it completed? The funds that you went for it, what was the completion date? Was it followed? You don't ask those questions. And then allow a political party that comes in to say that, look, then I will also do certain things because we are going to have some journalists, not you, but some journalists who are stomach journalists who will then be asking questions like, what have you also done? So then they decide to do the, and then at the end of the day, who suffers? You and I. So we should put them, look, right now, this agenda 111, why do they want to do it? Because they want to raise those other loan, no? With the loans that you went for, what are you used for? We don't ask those questions. They did it for the project. Wonder how much is the timeline? Is it completed or not? And we should also advocate that, look, each administration should make sure that if it's going to start a project, it should be a project in the 4 years that he or she can complete.
I hear you. Nana Akuetteh, thanks for joining us on the phone line. 03220-83596. They say one can say, you bonnet. What you say? Now, I said what is happening in Accra is not good because I can be in Accra. I travel to Accra sometimes. I came in Accra and I might need medical attention. So the fact that they have a lot of facilities there benefits me, yes, as a Ghanaian. But here, where I reside, we need to also ensure that all these uncompleted projects will be completed so we can all benefit from it. You listen to what Eugene said. The benefits that the doctors at Bekwai are saying now, that they don't refer people to Confanoche anymore. And that's what we're talking about. Stephen, good morning. Hello, Stephen. All right, so I think we lost Stephen on the line. Do we have Edward on?
Yes, David, I'm on.
Edward, good morning, sir.
Good morning, David.
Let's say Edward.
Yeah, I think you are oversimplifying the program. You keep on saying that we are building with taxpayers' money. You know that when you are building with your own money, you are not going to incur interest costs and other things. These are loans that we have taken. We are going to pay the principal plus interest. And so you should look at that aspect too. You see, when we take the loan, we misapply it. Then we don't punish those who do that. they regroup to come and talk as if they have our interest at heart, and we leave them scot-free. You see, this agenda 111 is good, but we don't need it now. We need these ones to be completed so that even the monies that we get out of their use, some of it can be used to pay the interest and then even the principal on the money that we have gone for. Please, let's look at that, because it is a taxpayers' money. Fine, eventually, it is the taxpayers' money that will be used to service the loan and then the interest.
Exactly.
But again, we are incurring more than what we went for.
Edward, thanks for joining us, sir. We're grateful to you. 03-220-83596. That is the number you can call us on. 03-220-83596. Ayepe, good morning and welcome.
Thank you, Dave. I hope you're doing well.
Grace has found me.
All right. Dave, I've listened to the commentaries or submissions of the panel members, and I think they have, hit the nail right on the head. One thing is, we need to set our priorities right as a country. The youth, we are not angry enough. Now, if you have maybe a 4-year, 10 years development plan where politicians will base on that and prepare their manifesto. They can't just prepare any exotic and persuasive campaign messages just to win an election. Because whatever you say, we are going to hold you accountable to your words, your promises. That is why when they come, whatever their predecessors have done, they will abandon them and pay attention to the promises they made. Unless we understand ourselves as a nation that whatever your predecessors have done, make sure you complete it before you have a new, maybe infrastructure or whatever, you put it up. If not so, they will keep dissipating the taxpayers' money without having the fruitful or the needed resource. In fact, we must discuss this. We must tell politicians that they should come out with maybe 10-year development plan where they will base on that and prepare their manifestos. Look at the Asagrim housing project. It is there rotten, more than a community, because it is not this government project. Therefore, it is paying attention to the promises it made to the people of Ghana before giving the mandate.
Are you wrap it up for me?
So I am calling on the stakeholders, the eminent people within this country, let politicians prepare their manifestos based on the development plan that we are seeking to have in order to develop or not to waste the taxpayers' money extravagantly.
Thank you very much, Ayepe. And also, let's also make sure that we enforce what is enshrined in our constitution, the direct principles of state policy, that they will continue these projects and complete them. 03-220-83596. Gabriel, good morning. Gabriel, good morning. Hello, Gabriel.
This is Johnny.
So we lost Gabriel on the line. Gabriel, apologies to you. Johnny, good morning and welcome, sir.
Thank you. We need a revolution of our mind first, so that we all will agree that this is what we want to do. But for what is going on now, there's no way. We need a revolution. We have to change our mindset. Look, somebody was saying that, I don't know whether you said that, those politicians who have their own money can go outside to, seek medical attention. Let's make a revolution that nobody, we tell the Christians, the Muslims, the traditionally, we all go to our gods. What I want to say, you may not like it. We tell our God, anybody or the politician, if they go out to go and seek medical attention, they shouldn't come back. They will die there.
Charlie, Gabriel, Johnny, don't go there. Johnny, don't go there. Like I said, listen, we can speak to the issues, push them to do what they have to do without, attacking them or insulting them. So for them to go out there seeking medical attention and they die, it don't solve the problem. It will not solve the problem. Let's make sure, because we have the power, we have the thumb, we vote them into positions. Let's use our heads in these things. Johnny, thanks for joining us. Let's speak to, is it Erasmus? Good morning, sir.
David. Good morning, David.
Welcome, Erasmus.
Thank you. I've really enjoyed the conversation.
Here, Erasmus, I think we lost Erasmus on the line. Who else do we have on the line? Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. What's your name, please?
My name is Ken, calling from Pataki.
Did you say Ken?
Yes, please.
Ken, welcome, sir. Let's hear you.
Thank you for the program. I'm really enjoying it. But the problem has to do with the fact that we, the rest of this project, we are not being serious in terms of pushing the political, especially NPP, into what they are supposed to do, because they realize that this is where they get their stronghold, and therefore anything that we do, like we do accept, and therefore they don't pay that particular attention to the needs of this religion. So it's a hard time we push them into what they are supposed to do in order for us to benefit from them as they enjoy the majority of their vote in this region.
Thank you, sir. That was Ken, who joined us from Patasi. Next on the line, we have a caller. Please, what's your name? Good morning.
Name is Nick.
Nick?
Hi. I don't live in Ghana, but I just came back from the U.S.
Okay.
And listening to the conversation, the issue is that Ghanaians want democracy, but they don't want the work associated with democracy, which means that they don't want to enforce the rules on the politicians. For instance, the last election, there was no debate about any issues that concerned the country. So how can you elect a president without any debating the issues that really concern the people? We need to force these people to do the work that they're supposed to do. And somebody talked about getting a manifesto and everything, whatever, that is all well and good. But we need, as the people, to enforce, to hold them accountable by telling them that, look, if you don't vote, ask the question, what are you going to do? If you don't do it, there's got to be a mechanism in the Constitution. You can amend the Constitution by out of power because you don't have any confidence in them. Until we try to do something like this, we are not going to change anything. We'll just continue and continue. We talk and talk and talk. Nothing changes. That's all I have.
Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. And this time around, it's not just going to be mere talk. We have so many things lined up to ensure that these projects will be completed. And that's why on a daily basis, I'm calling. And indeed, I need to say this, that yesterday I called the regional minister. We have an appointment. So we're making a headway. And they know that we have made up our minds to keep talking about this to get it fixed, sorted out, completed. Let's speak to our final caller. Stephen Wanda, good morning.
My brother David, how are you?
I am well, Stephen. And Stephen, for want of time, don't greet anybody, just go straight to the point. Thank you, sir.
I wanted to greet you yourself.
don't greet me, so you go ahead.
No, I'm quite listening to me. Let me tell him that.
Oh, that's what me too.
I'm quite. Now, you know something. We don't talk. Those who are supposed to talk, there is food in their mouth, and they can't talk. For that matter, they make Ghana going back. Otherwise, somebody came and promised you that he was going to build 88 hospitals for you because of COVID-19.
Okay, so you know what? I have heard you say these things a couple of times. My question to you is this. We have embarked on a campaign to get these abandoned projects completed. In your estimation, what should we do? What will it take for these projects to see the light of day and become operational? What do you think we need to do?
What we need to do is that I'm very sure that this structure, which is outside or in the bush, there was a contractor who was building or who was establishing that thing. Where is that contractor? Who made the contractor left the place? That person has to be questioned. Because the contractor was paid. I know that any infrastructure was built by a single contractor. within 2 years or 3 years. There was a maximum period for the contractor, and the contractor was paid. Why is it that the contractor left the place and there is no question or there is no something?
I hear you, Stephen Wanda. And if you owe the contractor, can you compel the contractor to go on site and continue work? Thanks for joining us. And thank you very much, all of you who called us. Some of you, your lines dropped. Apologies to you. Some of you were not able to get through. Don't worry. We have dedicated the whole of this week for this conversation. Think about what you want to say to the leaders of this country about these abandoned projects. That is what we want from you for tomorrow. What would you want to say to the leaders who are, connected to these abandoned projects, from the MPs to the president to whoever? What message do you have for them? You share those messages with us tomorrow on Love in the Morning. But for now, a few voice notes coming up your way.
Good morning, David. How are you? I know you are well. And this is George once again from Durban. David, Nana Akufo-Addo and his government must immediately put an end to their so-called Agenda 111 hospitals, which are even nowhere to be found, and then complete the abandoned hospitals for the benefit of Ghanaians, because Ghanaians are dying without beds at the hospitals. Please, we are begging of him. Thank you, David.
Well, thank you, sir. And that was George. He sent his voice note from Durban. We have another one to share with you.
Yeah,
here we go.
David, good morning. This is Isaac from Pankono. Some of these things, seriously, we the electorates, we are the reason why these things keep on happening day in, day out. We are the reason why the politicians are always taking us for granted. These things, you would have party people and electorates defend these things to I don't know, they will defend it with their lives, as if it is like a party project. Meanwhile, it is a government project which is supposed to help the country. David, our leaders, they are the majority of the problem that we have in the country.
All right, so we move on to another voice note, and we thank you very much for sending us your voice notes and keeping them below a minute. Please keep them below minutes for us. 1 minute or below is what we're looking for.
Good morning. This is McLean from Santos. It is heartbreaking to see all these facilities being wasted. I want the government to know that it is the taxpayer money that is used for these projects, and therefore there's the need for them to continue and then complete it so that they'll put it into use for the benefit of all of us.
We hear you, and we say thank you very much for sending in those voice notes. We have a few more to share, like this one.
The politician is thinking ahead of us. Your colleague made he gave an example, like if a mango tree is there and there's the ripe one where you can stand there and just plug it. Why would you try to get to the one which is at the top? You see, the politician is thinking, even if the one which is at the top, where you have to climb the tree, is not yet ripe, they will try to go and get that one first, because in doing that they will get money, the one that they will use to hire a ladder, to hire a scaffold or whatever, so that they will get money to squander.
Well, we thank you for sending in the voice notes. Like I keep saying, please, we beg of you, make them less than a minute. If you're sending in a voice note, make it some 40 seconds, some 45 seconds, at most some 50 seconds, to do us a lot of good so we can play as many as possible. Who else do we have who have sent in a voice note? Take a listen to this.
This situation of hospitals not completed have to stop. Ghanaians must rise up, else we are not going anywhere. Africa problem is a maturity in thinking. We are not so mature enough. We don't think maturely. How on earth can something which is about 4% to be completed, abandoned, and starting something from a stretch? Starting from a stretch. How can you think of doing that? we lack thinking ahead of ourselves, and we are not going anywhere, being Africans, if we cannot think and do things appropriately.
Well, thank you very much. And this is how far, we can go in terms of the voice notes, but we really appreciate you sending them in. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And like I said, tomorrow, we just want to focus attention. You addressing the MPs whose areas or constituencies these, facilities are in. We want you to speak to, leadership of government. What do you want to say to them from the health minister and all that? Listen, what message do you have for them? Send those messages in. We shall play them tomorrow. We'll want to hear from you tomorrow on that as well. But some, Facebook comments.
Kofi Redu says this country, Ankasa, is a crime scene. From Eric Otri, he says, what is wrong with our learned leaders for leaving this beautiful edifice to rot? And from Joseph Krampa, he says, says something unprintable. He says, Ashanti region have been voting on tribal grounds without using the heads. The chiefs, okay. I can't read this. All right, this is from Kwaku Newton. He says this is not well at all, and he's inviting people to come and witness what we are showing on Facebook. And Emmanuel Arthur says this happens when trained doctors turn into politicians and are less concerned about the lives of the citizens they lead. It's a shame to Ghana politicians. And from Ayawu Abu Hajar, he also says complete the fertility with our taxpayers' money. Abraham Donko says, David, I'm telling you that these leaders are not right in the head and they lack common sense. Kezia Iram says, so this edifice is being left to rot. What at all are our priorities? We need to be serious in this country. Immaculate Nana Kwabena Ejapon is also inviting somebody to come and listen to common sense on the show. And Papa says, Massa, the infrastructure was fully paid for, but JM couldn't complete it. And okay, this is from Assuming again. He says both the outgone and current government should be blamed for this. And Joseph Krampa also says the media too, we are part of all this shame. Patrick Odasani Morrison SL says, Ghana for you, they will chop the money and come to ask us to pay taxes. God help us. And this is from Richard Donko. He says, all I can say is that we have nation wreckers and enemies of development in charge of the country. God help us.
All right, Leo, thanks very much for joining us with those comments from Facebook.